All right, what's up, everybody? So I spent about the past 4 or 5 days really customizing the menu for my Saturn Satiator. So I got a notification from Professor Abrasive about this new thing called the Rings menu, or something like that. So I went ahead and downloaded the Rings menu, and so let's dive in and take a look and see what this looks like and what we're doing.
Sega Saturn!
Okay, so now we've booted into Satiator Rings menu. And as you saw there was a fun little splash screen, but if we press start to go to options, go down to options, we can set it up to skip the splash screen. So I'll go ahead and save. I'll do a reboot so we can see what it's like without that splash screen on. This is the custom menu that, or the custom theme that I set up. I don't like white text, and I don't like stark white backgrounds. So I changed my text to black. I changed the background to just slightly gray. All the games set up in alphabetical order. I added this fun little graphic on the side so we can see what we're highlighting in much larger format. So how I achieved that was I got the hex code for the background color, and I just used that as a background in Photoshop. And then I typed in the letter, centered it, added a drop shadow, and saved it. So it gives this effect that we have this transparent letter, when in reality we don't. It's just a simple JPEG jumping up and down. But yeah. And then under this folder, utilities, I have a bunch of action replay utilities and some other stuff there. So I just stuck them in that folder and stuck it under Z since I don't have any Z games installed. And I decided for my thing, what I would do is I would have basically two lists. So we have the A to B where, you know, if I click on A, we have the A games, and, you know, click on B, we have the B games, and so on and so forth. But I figured, well, this is in case I'm like, I want to play Albert Odyssey. So I'm going to come over here and boot up to Saturn and go to Albert Odyssey, and we're going to play Albert Odyssey. But what about the time when I'm sitting on the couch and I'm like, I want to play some Saturn. I don't know what I want to play. I just want to play some Saturn. So in that case, we can boot into Rings and we can go to full list. And under full list, I have the entire full library of all the games that are on here, and I can take a look and see what exactly it is I want to play. Now, basically, all of these folders are just dummy folders, so they don't really have anything in them. Like if I come over here and, like, you know, click on Road Rash, I'm not going to do anything because there's nothing in the folder. But that just gives me an idea of what's on here. So I can, you know, scroll through down here and see, oh, what do I want to play? What do I want to do? Saturn Bomberman. Okay, we can do Saturn Bomberman. So then, basically, essentially, at that point, I just come over here and go to, oh, going too fast. Go to S, and there we go, Saturn Bomberman. I didn't do a whole lot. As far as multi-disc games, I put them all in one folder, and then I added the cover art in the root folder, like with D. So if I click on D, we have disc 1, disc 2. And then so on and so forth. Same thing with double switch. So we'll click on that. We have that and that. But yeah, so that's what I did as far as that goes. I mean, we can go ahead and boot into a game. If we click the game, it kind of does this little thing and goes through that. And now we're booting it. Saw that did a quick resolution jump right there. There we go. Go to arcade mode.
Please select a race course.
This is a launch version, by the way, or the initial release, I should say. By the way, this isn't the circuit edition. Circuit edition is next. Press C to choose. Automatic, of course. I'm driving manual. I'm not a man. Gentlemen, start your engines. Did it say gentlemen on Dreamcast? I was thinking it said drivers. Maybe not. Which one's acceleration? Is it C? Whoa, whoa, this is really loose. Holy cow. I guess it is C. Man, that was really, really loosey-goosey. This is like I'm driving on ice. Holy cow. Doesn't like playing on the Dreamcast, that's for sure. Dreamcast version is really good. I also have this on Xbox 360. That version is really good too. In the grass, and now I'm gonna spin out. I'm gonna go to pit road, and I'm gonna spin out some more. Man, the handling on this is garbage. Holy cow! I feel like I'm playing Rally Race. Okay, so I've tried several times to flash an action replay, because apparently if you have a flash action replay, you can just do ABC start to boot back to the main menu. I couldn't get it to work. I've tried flashing action replay back to stock. I tried flashing it with the Satiator patch. I tried flashing it with the Satiator Rings patch. I tried everything I could. I just could not get it to work. So I just said, F it, screw it. We're just not going to mess around with the action replay. There's only like 4 games that take advantage of this. They're all trash anyway. I don't play fighters. So basically all I did was we just went ahead and have the tried and true memory card in the Saturn, and that's what we're riding dying. So with that, basically every time I want to switch games, I have to turn off the Saturn and then turn it back on. But you know, whatever. It's a price you got to pay. Now my main complaint on the Rings menu, I have only one complaint, just one single complaint. And my one single complaint is I don't like the fact that it takes so long to boot into these games. Like, look at this. We'll just bring up Outrun. Look at that. Look at all that time. All that time just spent. I do another a resolution switch. By the way, this rotating 5X, these resolution switches are just amazing. Just, it's done. But go ahead and
Get ready.
whatever. But once we get into the game, we're in the game. So I mean, it's all good at this point. Oh, wrong button. Outrun is such a fantastic game. This is by far just an absolute fantastic game. If you're in the or if you're jonesing for some classic arcade racers, it doesn't get any more classic than Outrun. This is peak arcade racing. Go ahead and reboot this. So, yeah, we saw how long it took to boot into it under the regular, or under Satiator Rings. See how long it takes to boot into it with just Satiator. The stock operating system. Now, the reason it goes to the Sega logo there is because Rings is actually an ISO that's on the root folder. And so anytime Satiator boots an ISO, it shows the BIOS screen first. But anyway, let's see. Launch Satiator menu. Okay, so here's the stock menu. As you can see, the menu navigation is much quicker than on Rings, but that's to be understood because Rings has graphics. But anyway, we'll go ahead and go back into Outrun. So I click on Outrun, and boom, we're in the game. We're playing. We're already there. So that's my one complaint on Rings is it has like a loading. that we have to wait for it to do. Whereas with Satiator stock, you just click the game you're playing. But I will say though that if I had my if I had much more time and much more patience, I would probably go through and do the exact same thing with the game covers that I did with the letters, and add a drop shadow to the game covers, especially with these. Like that, there's no sense in it looking like that. It looks like trash with that background, because it's just a flat JPEG. But yeah, I would do that. I would fix those. And yeah, that's about it. I don't think there's much else I would do other than that. So I guess we could bounce to the computer screen real quick, and we can take a look at how I put this together, because there was a little bit of trickery that I had to do to get it to work. Okay, so whenever we boot into a Rings configuration tool, this shows you your folders, and as you navigate through things, it shows you the images that you have chosen over on the side and that kind of thing. But if we click on themes, this takes us to the theme area. And we can look at the makeup of different themes and how that's set up. As far as with mine goes, we'll just create a new theme. Oh. Okay, so I will font color has black, so I'll choose black again for the font color. So we have black. Background color, we will choose to almost kind of a pinkish look. Oh, no, I don't want that. Do kind of a blood red. That's why we want to change to kind of a pinkish color, which that's fine. So it was this thing, the corner sprite, was giving me so much grief. I couldn't figure out what the deal was, because when I booted into the main menu, it showed this white square on each corner. And so what I had to do was I actually had to pull up that particular file under my drive. We go into Satiator Rings, go into themes, go into that. So it was this corner TGA, and it's a 1 kilobyte file. So if we go into the test folder and I open up corner.tga in Photoshop, I'm going to do a zoom in here so we can see it better. So there it is. We're going to do a drop on that. We're going to pull up this color. It's white. It's pure white. And my theme, the background, is not pure white. So what I had to do was I had to get the hex code of what my background is, which this here, which ended up being 205, 205, 205. And then I had to come over here to swatch and change that 205, 205, 205. And then that created a gray swatch. And then, paint it. Save it, and then that ended up with here. With that, and if we do a eyedrop on this real quick, that'll tell us that it's 206, whatever, 206, 206, 206. So yeah, so for some reason with the theme editor, I couldn't figure out any way to actually change the corner sprite color without having to actually go into Photoshop and create a 8x8 pixel swatch myself and load it in. So that was kind of weird. But other than that, yeah, I mean that's basically all we did. Was we just chose a color, and I manipulated a little bit. And the main thing was going through Photoshop with and creating these graphics one by one. So at 100 by 100 pixel, which is what the preferred format is for the Japanese region games. So that's what I did. So all in all, I finally have my Satiator set up, ready to play, ready to mess with, and I'm definitely happy. And the Rings menu definitely takes it to that next level of fun and interest. Whereas, you were looking at essentially a menu that looked like it was from Microsoft Notepad. Now it's like more of a graphical interface, and it's a little bit more modern to use. But yeah, I guess that's all there is to that. I just wanted to show off the menu that I was navigating with and kind of what Rings looks like. And if you want to check it out, I'll leave some links in the description. So thanks for checking out.